This is just a quick, maybe 10-minute, 15-minute insert I wanted to shoot for Talking with Friends. This is your host, Stan. Something's been on my mind for the last couple of days, probably about a week now, to be exact. And it was in the arena of fatherhood. I am a first-time father. I have a 6-year-old as of right now, and I can't tell you the joy that it came with the day that he entered into this world. Just everything that was associated with just being scared to your wits end, being nervous, not knowing, what's going to come with this journey, especially when you don't have a blueprint on how to be or what to be, and trying to figure out what he needs and, all of that comes with the various stages of him growing and getting older and learning certain things. Like I said, he's 6 years old now. So just navigating through those years of knowing, when to be there for him all the time. And then here recently, as he went from 5-year-old to 6 years old, there was a transition that happened where I was used to him always being up under me. So I would always keep an eye on him, always be in the room with him, always, go to the kitchen, get something to eat, and then come back, or, take him in the kitchen with me. So there was a bit of not knowing, how to do this. And then all of a sudden, it was like when he turned 6, I was talking to somebody at my job, and I was like, I wasn't ready for this transition that he's gone into now. Here recently, probably about 2 months ago, I bought an Xbox for him. Not the 360, but the newer one. And I bought it, and it sat there for probably about a month. And I was like, dang, I bought this thing, and he's not even turned on by it. And like nothing's happening. He doesn't like it. So I'm like, man, I wasted my money. But then he located Roblox on this thing, and literally from the time that he noticed that it was up there and he started playing it, man, it's just been like a whole nother child, because I'm trying to figure out, okay, I need you in here with me for a little while, because he gets on it and he stays on it. And I'm like, when did this happen? This transition, this change happened where, he's not always up under Papa all the time now. So even when he comes over, he's not always up under Papa. There's a whole other story and dynamic that goes along with me and his mother. We co-parent him, and that was a journey in itself. And I think that makes for good conversation. So that will definitely be a conversation that will be had on Talking with Friends, because I know there's many of my friends who have gone through this journey. I'm kind of just kind of got my feet in it a little bit, but it has been a journey, and we will touch on it on another episode of Talking with Friends. But just learning how to navigate these stages that our children go through. 1 minute they're clinging to us, we're clinging to them, and then all of a sudden, without warning, we get they shift, and we're just like, wait a minute, the child, they're not doing what they used to do. They've kind of found their own thing, and it, with technology and everything, they kind of find it earlier now. And it's like, because I know with me, I wasn't into video games like that at 6 years old. I wasn't playing them. I didn't even understand the concept of them. And they weren't what they are now in 2024, but once he, we got him into, he found his way into Mario by seeing different things on YouTube Kids, where he would see this little character Mario, and then he'd see the game that they would have like little clips of the game, and then so on and so on. We ended up getting him I started him out with an old school Nintendo. It was like one of those Nintendos that come with like 30 games on it. So he saw Mario 1 and Mario 2 and Mario 3, and then it was Kirby, and he took the Kirby. So, these video games kind of, happened for him early. I didn't see that stuff till I was like maybe 12 or maybe 11, something like that. But he took to it, and just that change that happened that I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting him to like go off and do his own thing, start doing his own thing at such an early age. And I'm like, from the time they come into the world, you're thinking that you're gonna have to do things a certain way for a certain amount of time, and in your mind you're thinking one thing, but then when it actually switches, you don't know the day, you don't know the time, you don't know the age when they're gonna shift off and start doing their own thing. And it's like, wait a minute, you're 6 years old, like you don't have a thing, but they do. They're like they really have their own little thing, and once you just allow them to just go into their thing. And that was something that I kind of wrestled with, like releasing, allowing him to go and start doing this whole thing. He started school last year, and that was really, really tough for me, because I was like, I was just so used to him being up under me, and where I went, he went most of the time, and if I left and went somewhere, I came back and he was here at the house. But now it's like he's at school, and I'm like, wait a minute, I got to release him to school, and I don't know about anybody else, but that was tough. That was a wrestling match to get over those emotions. That one, Axel's African American, I'm African American, his mom's African American. Releasing him into a society where I know that his mom loves him, I love him, his aunts love him, his grandfather loves him, his cousins, they love him, and so on and so on. But releasing him into a world where everybody, teachers, principals, whatever it might be, teachers' aides, might not feel that way about young black boys. So I had that on my mind. I was concerned about that. I was concerned about just releasing him, hoping that, the things that we poured into him at his young age, when he went out into the world, into school, he would begin to, those things would begin to blossom and come alive in him. So it was really a wrestling match, and it was really a phase of parenting that it doesn't really get a lot of light shined on it, especially when it comes to fathers. Mothers can have blog posts and Facebook groups and church groups and all of these things about mother being a parent and mother having the child, and these different stages that she goes through. But when it came to me as a man, I didn't know if that was good to feel those things, but at the same time, I was like, I can't deny them. And the funny thing, I look at it now, I belong to an intercessory prayer group. We meet every Tuesday. It's we call it IHOP. It's IHOP, and it consists of intercessors who pray. And at the time, Axel was either getting ready to start school or he was in school, like maybe first couple of days in. And there's a point in the intercessory prayer meeting. We meet for an hour, 7 o'clock on Tuesdays. If you feel encouraged to join us, feel free. We meet every Tuesday, and there comes a part in that meeting where you request prayer. There's a request prayer time, and then there's a praise report time. So it came time for us to offer our prayer requests, and I got emotional on the line. And most of the group are seasoned, they're vets, which is excellent, because you need that. You need people who have gone through the things that you have not gone through yet. So it encourages you when you hear them say, hey, keep the faith, we're praying for you, we've been there. All of these things make for excellent, it makes for an excellent time in the Lord when we do meet. And in that moment, I got very emotional, and I was crying. I was like, why am I crying? And why am I crying on the line? But at the same time, it was me as a man recognizing that I have these emotions because I am releasing my son into a society, into a world, that's beyond the four walls that he is used to. Releasing him into a world that consists of people that he's not used to, and hoping, praying that he lands in the hands of the right people, the right teachers, the right guides, the right aides that would recognize him of who he is and begin to be drawn to him. And I had a thought about it this week. I want to say maybe it was Monday when I was in prayer, and God brought it back to my attention, when I started school and got probably about 6th or 7th grade. And not all of the teachers take to you and, give you the guidance that you need when it comes to that. They don't, huddle around you and assist you from point A to point B. But I do recall, and God brought it back to my remembrance, that there were certain teachers who were drawn like somebody called them to me, to guide me, to help me. And, there's one thing to be a helper, a server. There's another thing to have a server's heart, because you approach the job completely different. Your attitude is different. Your spirit is different. And I had to be reminded of that. So it kind of, it took the anxiety, the stress level way down when he brought that back to my attention, that, hey, the same way that I had these people come and help you and be drawn to you, to assist you, to help you navigate, is the same way I'm going to do with your son. The same way you walked this journey out when it comes to school, in the beginning of school, when you first started, all the way up until graduation. There were certain people who were drawn to you, who would ultimately help you navigate things that you didn't understand in school, or if you needed extra help on some type of math that you were doing. There were certain teachers, certain individuals that were drawn to you to help you get to where you needed to be. And ultimately, 12th grade, you graduate from high school. So if anybody is going through that, whether it's your child's first year of school, whether it be first grade or whether it be kindergarten, and I can imagine if there's any mothers that are listening, if you have any comments that you can contribute to this conversation, I ask you, Adam, put them on, leave them in the comment section, because I would love to hear them, would love to read them, and I'll respond to them. I know with the mothers, when it comes to releasing your child into society for school for the first time, it could definitely be a wrestling match. But as a father, it really was. It was a journey. It was something that I had to navigate through, and I had to get through it. And I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is going to be something that I will pour into somebody else that will possibly go through the same thing when it comes to releasing their son or their daughter into the world. And you see it all the time when you see mothers dropping their kid off for school for the first day of school, and they're all over the place emotion-wise. They're crying, or they're nervous, or they're anxious. But I got a taste of it when we released him into school last year for the first time, being kindergarten. But with this year, it's a whole lot more easier. I can cope a whole lot more better. There was something that happened in the news where there was, some violence in the school, and that kind of felt different this time, because it's like, wait, I didn't have to deal with these thoughts and these feelings when he was not in school, and it's happening on an earlier thing. The first time we got a taste of it was Columbine. Well, that was high school, but there's been certain situations where it wasn't that. It was younger and younger, and it's like those thoughts come even as a man. What has as strong as we can be is like we have emotions as well. We have emotions as well, and we have feelings as well, and we have to adjust as well when it comes to releasing our children into the world, So if there's anybody that is listening, if you can receive any encouragement that I can give as your host of Talking with Friends, I would just want to encourage you to stay the course. It will get easier. It will get better. They will adjust as far as your child. They will adjust quicker than you will because, he was ready. I was not ready. I don't know about his mother, but I know with me, I was not ready. But every year, it seems to get a little bit more easier for me. And like I said, this is his second year of school. He's in first grade. He did kindergarten as well. So adjusting this year has been a little bit more easier. I won't say 100% easier, but it's become a little bit more easier. So I would just want to encourage anybody who is releasing their child into school, first year, second year, or getting ready to in a couple of years, just know that these feelings are, they're natural. Whether you be a man or a woman, a father or a wife, or whatever it might be, the parents of the child, these emotions are natural. So I just want to encourage you, stay the course, stay the journey. It gets easier. I can't tell you when it'll get easier at the pace that it'll get easier for you, but I can tell you that it will get easier. So I hope you guys have a great day. Enjoy your day. We're approaching the weekend, so have a great weekend as well. And like I said, any comments, any discussions or conversations we want to have, leave them down in the comment section, and possibly this will turn into something else other than just this brief conversation. Because I know with the next one that I do with fatherhood, I want to include some of my homies, my boys, my dogs that have been through this, or that are going through this, or just fatherhood in general, and getting a ear of what their fathers have to say when it comes to fatherhood. And you get to hear how they feel, how their emotions are when it comes to their children. Because, with men, we can be stern, we can be hard as far as life goes. We know that when things happen, we have to adjust and keep on pressing. And it's not spotlighted that we always feel a certain way about things that happen. But this being a platform that has been created, I want to have that. I want men to have a conversation in regards to their children, and so this right here is just a brief thing, a brief topic of discussion that I wanted to do. But I will be inviting some men on to have a conversation about this, more than just me. Because with this right here, you're just getting my opinion, my view. But I do want to invite some men on, and we have a conversation about it. So I appreciate your time. Once again, this is Stan, the host of Talking with Friends, and I pray you have a great day and an incredible weekend. And stay safe and be good to yourself and others.